Sure. For the tariffs increase, I don't blame ECG. I don't blame them for the increment they are demanding, right? Because if you look at management cost, if you are looking at all these things, you have to look at them in the context of management cost, their input, buying input to at least facilitate their work. All these things comes at a cost, and all of them they transact in dollars. If you look at ECG, they purchase powers from the IPPs, and the IPPs they sell them in dollars to ECG. But the problem is that ECG sell the powers to Ghanaians in cedis, right? So if ECG is buying the powers in dollars and the dollar keep depreciating, it means that it will affect them, whilst Ghanaians will still be enjoying, and they will run at a loss. That is what is happening at ECG now. So the depreciation of the cedi has amounted to all these things happening to all this the increment. So I think that the government should do something about the depreciation of the cedi. And then if you look at during John Mohammed's administration under the transport minister Zifa Ativo, may her soul rest in peace, they made an agreement with the transport owners that for increment of lorry fares, I think every year to be increased twice, right? That was the agreement they made. And then since this government assumed office for 5 years now, they've increased fuel prices to a tune about 40 times since they assumed office. So it clearly shows that they've abused the agreement made because of the hike in fuel prices every day. So I don't blame them. It's really good for them to increase it, but we should rather blame the government. The government has mismanaged the economy to the extent that nothing is working again, and they cannot bear the cost. They are also profit-making organizations. They are not charitable organizations. They are profit-making. So if they always transact business that they will run at a loss, I don't think that if maybe I have a company and I'm operating the company and always I operate at a loss, I will continue to operate the company again. I have to shut down the company. And they've been the distributors in the power sector, right? They cannot shut down the company, right? It's also a state organization. What they will do is to at least increase tariffs so that they will also not run at a loss. But the government, since 2018 or 2019, the government has banned them from increasing tariffs. So you could see the amount of money that has compiled. That is the debt. Yes, it's indeed too much, but we can't do nothing about it, right? We can't do nothing about it because they sat down with the government and they proposed that. Even recently, I went to, I think Monday, I was in this town hotel or something with my boss. They went for, he's a part of the Works and Housing Committee, and that was when the agreement came there, right? All of them were saying that it was too much. All the NDCMBs were saying that it was too much, but they said that no, they can't also reduce it because they consistently they are running at a loss, and then if they don't take care, the company will collapse, and if it collapses, Ghanaians are the ones to suffer. So to prevent these things from occurring, they have to increase the tariffs by 130-something%, so that at least they will use that to remit the debt that has compounded for the past years since this government prevented them from increasing tariffs.
Wow.
That is it.
Because this thing, if you are buying a power for about, let me say, 300 cedis or something, then now you are paying over outrageous amounts. Let me say if you are buying power for maybe 30 cedis, now you are supposed to be paying for about
maybe 60-something cedis.
Which is too outrageous, right?
It's true.
Looking at the ordinary Ghanaian, I'm sure you can actually purchase power. Because the minimum wage itself
Yes,
It doesn't match up with what we have.
it's true.
And then we are now buying power in excess.
It's
Mind
true.
you, this is coming from electricity. Water hasn't come in yet.
It's true.
So when these two meet up, what is the ordinary Ghanaian going to face? What is the ordinary Ghanaian going to go through?
In fact, what you are saying is true. But when you also they want to also increase tariffs, at least they should also consider the plight of Ghanaians,
Yeah.
because inflation is on the rise, and if inflation goes up, it affects virtually everything in the country, right? And also minimum wage is the same, right? It has not been increased. It was increased at 4% or something. 4% is just those that were receiving 1,500. They were added, I don't know, 30 cities or so. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't make any difference. So at least they should have also considered the fact that Ghanaians are suffering. But as I said earlier on, you can't blame them for that. We have to blame the government for the mismanagement. The government should intervene. The government should tell ECG that, oh, this increment is too much, so this is what we want to do for you. If it is about the debt, we will pay the debt for you. Because during the COVID, we received money to pay all these things, right? When Mahama was leaving office, they established a fund that was known as ESLA, that is Energy Sector Levy. And that levy was meant to defray the debt owned at the energy sector since Kwame Nkrumah time, the debt there. And it was a sunset clause. It was supposed to last for 5 years, and then it will be scrapped. But since this government assumed office 2019, they have extended it. I think it's to 15 or 10 years. And they've used that money, they've mortgaged that money for a loan, and the loan, they've chopped it. Right? So the money or an amount of money that has not been received, you've mortgaged the money for a loan, and you chop the money. We don't know what you use the money for. So I think all these things emanated from during the COVID season. The power, the free water, free debeng. They received the amount of money to do that. IMF gave them money. A whole institutions, a lot of World Bank, they gave them money that they should have used that money to at least settle the debt. But they didn't do that. They rather increased taxes again. And then the intention of those taxes was that we've consumed power, we've consumed water. So they have to increase it. I think even Ghana Water Company has also proposed an increment.
Yes.
So this will compound the hardship. Right. So in fact, Ghanaians should brace themselves up for the hardship that is coming, and the government should intervene, because what President Akufo-Addo during opposition, when they told us that YTC Council said, we want to see where the money is. They should make good use of those monies. They shouldn't sit down and then watch Ghanaians suffer like that.
Because this thing, I am actually looking at something. There are lots of taxes that's imposed on the citizens.
It's true.
At a point where we are paying for the sanitation,
Yes.
we are paying for the COVID. We are now paying for e-levy, certain form of taxes. Already we were paying for our indirect and direct taxes
already.
So there's a lot of load on the citizens. Why does the government not do that? Concentrate and subsidize some of these things and make things look a bit more cute for the ordinary Ghanaian?
Thanks for the question. And I this question would have been good if my opponent was here, so that they can give us what the government is doing to at least alleviate the suffering of Ghanaians, because already we've been impoverished by the COVID-19 and everything. So what are they doing to help us in these difficult times that general price of goods and services are going up always? Right? The government should intervene, and I don't know what the government is doing. They virtually don't have anything to do. They brag their way to power, and now power is showing them something, right? So as good leaders, they should devise ways and means to at least resolve the hardship Ghanaians are going through now. But if you ask me about maybe what they are doing to help. I don't know what they are doing. Their aim is to impose. Look at what happened with the implementation of this e-levy. Parliament always, minority has been opposing it. We won't accept e-levy. But they had a plan, and then the plan actually worked for them. The e-levy was passed. So this shows that the government doesn't think about Ghanaians. They just want to impose some taxes on us, get money, and then squander the money anyway. Renting private jet and co. I just don't want to talk about the other one. Renting private jet and co. So through corruption, if the money is going to at least ventures that are not productive enough, at least they should have invested the money in a good way. But the government is not doing anything, right? Their vision is just to impose levies on Ghanaians and then get the money and do what they want with the money.
This is coming from Promise. It says, if eyes can't see, can't ears hear the good works of our current government. That's a question.
He should.
If eyes can see, can't ears hear the good works of the current government?
Yes. I don't know whether he can answer this question too for me. He should tell us the good works they are doing to help Ghanaians in these difficult times. Because me, I'm not seeing anything. So he should at least tell us what the president is doing to help Ghanaians in these difficult times. But he's not proposing anything. I'm very sorry that my brother is not here. In fact, I don't know why he's not here this morning. The conversation would have been interesting if he had at least come here to also witness this. But the government is not doing much. The government is not doing anything to support Ghanaians. They don't have any second plan to raise revenue except increase in taxes. The factories that they told us that they will be building or they are constructing, we don't see the goods and services the factories are processing, right? At least a government that campaigned on one district, one factory mantra, we should have at least witnessed about maybe 200 factories by now in operation. The government wouldn't have been suffering getting money by this time if all these factories were in place, right? But they are not doing it. They are rather doing the contrary, just going to revamp somebody's company and then target as one district, one factory. That is what they are doing. And then Ghanaians are also suffering. The government should intervene and then do something about it.
I don't know. Let me see if we can visit another topic itself. Well, but I wish I could have gotten one of these guys to speak to this tariff issue. But let's get straight into NDC. In November this year, NDC will elect its flag for 2024. Are you aware of anything of that sort?
Oh yes, yesterday I received, in fact yesterday a letter was released and then we had the General Secretary's signature on the letter. So I consider it to be an authentic letter, right? And if you look at the content of the letter, it outlines all the various dates that we will use to at least do reorganization of a party, right? And then in November, we are not electing the flag bearer in November. I think that has not come yet. But here the National Congress is when maybe they are electing national executives. National chairman, general secretary, national communication officer, and all those things. So it is after that period that we will at least think about our flag bearership race. So,
how is the election going to go based on the communique that was released?
Okay, for the first one, it said the period up to 15th May 2020, we will do membership verification and update of registered members. As at 31st December 2018, because I think 2018 that we voted, that we had our Congress, right? So here they will do validation of membership of all those people, and at least also include, and then on 21st May to 7th June too, they will do limited registration. So if maybe you are a new member and you want to join NDC, the chance will be opened, or the gate will be opened on 21st May to 7th June, so that you can also join the party and then acquire your card, and then also pay dues as a loyal member to the party. If you also look at 15th June to July 2022, there will be branch elections. Branch election is NDC. If you go to, we have branch. That is what some of us people call it, polling station election and all those things. We will elect our branch executives. That is branch chairman, branch secretary, and all those things. If you also look at 1st to 7th August 2022, there will be collation of branch election results. That is all the elected people. They have to collate the results. That is done in the national election, and then also publish them. Right. So if you look at August 2022, that is for that one, the date is not certain whether 1st or 2nd. It will depend on the collation of the branch election. So after that period, then they will come to a conclusion that maybe we are having it on 1st August, 2nd August, or yeah. So 2022 August, there will be ward elections. The ward elections is if you look at the polling station executives are the branch election. That is the branch election, and then the ward elections. If you come to electoral areas, maybe this area, I don't know how they call it, this area, but if you go to my place, for instance, Shayim electoral area, for that one, maybe if you have 3 polling stations there, you elect 1 chairman, 1 general secretary, 1 secretary, 1 treasurer, 1 youth organizer. Okay. So that is the ward elections. And also September 2022, we also go into our constituency election. That will come to Medina constituency. We have the constituency chairman, constituency youth organizer, constituency women's organizer, and all the other executives. So this will also be conducted on August 2022. September 2022 rather. So if you come to October 2022, we organize our regional conference. That is Greater Accra regional executives, Greater Accra regional chairman. How NDC has because NDC, we brought democracy. For that one, that is a fact. 1992, we brought democracy to Ghana. We've decentralized all our branches. So if you come to the national level, what we have at the national level, if you go to the regional, you get it. If you go to the constituency, you get it. If you go to the branches, you get it. So we've decentralized all our positions to suit the other small constituencies and other branches. That is it. So the final will be on November 22. That is a national congress. That is when you elect our national chairman, general secretary, national youth organizer, and all those things. That will also be organized on November 2022. So basically, that is the general overview of the timeline given by the National Executive Committee under the seal of Johnson Asiedu Nketia as the General Secretary of NDC.
Well, I see a message coming in. It says we all know the flag bearer already, Bahama all the way. Come and see us from the support what is Eric from Abbas. Eric is claiming that Bahama is a flag bearer.
Yes.
How true? Because I've seen Doctor before also.
Oh yes, yeah.
Showing this form of interest.
Sure.
Are you sure that party is in support of Dr. before?
That is good. That is democracy for you. Some people also claim that NDC, apart from Mahama, we don't have anybody. And then this our the flag bearership election will prove that in fact we have competent men there, including President Mahama.
What could be the biggest surprise in there?
Oh, Mahama is winning.
Oh, really?
Mahama is
That's the
spending.
biggest surprise.
Oh yes, yes. It's left with this 4 years, right? So for that one, sure, all the polls that people have been conducting online puts Mahama ahead of all the other candidates. So me, if possible, they should allow Mahama to go, and then.
But people are also of the view that if Mahama should come, maybe first 4 years, the second 4 years might be of a challenge for the next person who will come in as a Nigeria.
No, it wouldn't be a challenge at all. And you see, we have the men. I'm telling you, if we talk about competent people, we have the competent people to manage the affairs of NDC. If President Mahama is not there, so let's all give President Mahama the chance to go for his last term, and then after that, the other candidates can contest.
Are you planning on going for any kind of position in the branch level?
I'm already a branch secretary at a branch, the constituency. I don't have any intention of going.
Because I see a message saying that I see Rashid going for youth organizer.
Oh no. No, I don't have any intention of going for any position. Right now, I just want to focus on my education. Yes, focus on my education and get my degrees, and then get my wage. Yes, that is what is necessary now. Yes, that is what is necessary now. So I have to focus on that. Yes, I don't have any intention of contesting any party position. Already where I am, I can vote in all the elections. Okay. Yes, I have the power to do that. I am the TEIN President, okay. Right? So I have the power to vote in regional elections, national elections. Yes, even I'm a branch executive, so I also have the right to do all the things that they are doing. So there's no need to rush. Yes, when your time comes, in fact, it will come at the appropriate time. So let's wait and see what God has for us.
But from the person, I think maybe the person thinks you can be actually very good organizer when why would you consider that?
Oh no, it's I don't want to go into that. Yes, I don't want to go into that. I don't have any intention of contesting any position now. As I said earlier on, my position itself is a youth organizer position on its own. Yeah, so I like being there. I have to focus on some things now. Yes, and then leave the rest to God. I think when the appropriate time comes, the manifestation of God's will at least will come out for us to see.
2024, is the NDC ready?
We are ready. We are fully prepared. I'm telling you, as I sit here as TEIN President, I have some plans that I'm bringing on board. Right, it will be unveiled soon. I want to train some of at least 1,000 students from UPSA as pooling agents. So we are really prepared. It's just I have to meet some leadership of the NDC and then put it before them, because I need logistics. I need maybe police station logistics, not necessarily money. Because when you are going to the big people always put money before them. They will think that you want money to squander. But no, I want to work. I want them to see me working, and I want the party to assume office in 2025, God willing. So I TEIN will support the party to come to power, and inshallah, I know that 27 December 2024, President Mahama will be declared the winner of that election. Right. We are also trying our best to support the NDC's election. Yes.
Yes, I'm not going to be used to that yet. The pressure of the current hardship
NDC, NPP, they can do anything. No. So me, I don't know whether. Because yesterday she was trending on Twitter. Me, I didn't know that she has done anything again. So I asked one of my friends, and then she sent me a link to go and then see something on her Instagram page. I said, hey! So I don't know whether they are also using her to divert attention on the hardship of the economy. But we did together. At least you will see. And then Ghanaians will also never forget about the hardship that is currently going on. Because me, I don't see why Ghanaians should forget about it. if we put leaders in a certain position, they should at least make sure that the will of the people is how do you even put it? They have a say that the will of the people is power than the will of something. I've forgotten the sayings, but I will revisit it when I get it very well. So if you campaign on the fact that a certain government is not doing well, right? Introduction of taxes, it is scaling the economy and all sort of things. You have to, or you need to account to all those things and at least do better than the government that you vigorously campaigned against. So Ghanaians should hold them accountable. Whatever hardship that is going on in the economy, it is caused by the leadership of Akufo-Addo and then Bawumia. They cause everything. In fact, they are causing everything. So they should at least tell us why things are going that way. And then we all take it up from there.
On a scale of 1 to 10, can you rate this government?
1 to 10. Even there. Why didn't you start from 0 to 10? You started from 1 to 10. Because I don't see.
I know very well that you are choosing 0. So let me.
So should I choose 1?
I don't know for you, but you are rating.
But you said you know very well that I would choose 0.
I knew very well that hey, you don't be in support of even 1.
Let me also ask you something. Is this government doing anything?
I'm the host.
Maybe you can ask your audience, is this government doing anything to at least benefit Ghanaians? Yes, I don't think that this government is doing anything to help us. All the policies they've been implementing, it keeps rendering us into poverty or all sort of things, right? So I don't think that this government is doing anything better to help Ghanaians. I don't think so. Someone will talk about the free SHS, and then the free SHS policy that the person will be talking about. Let's ask ourselves: has the free SHS been implemented in the right way? It is never the case. It has not been implemented in the right way. Right? It is associated with some minor hitches. That is at least putting education in the wrong direction. So I don't think that this government, since they assumed office, they've done something good. I don't know whether, unless someone tell me something, because me, I don't know.
President Mahama said we have short memory, right?
President Mahama.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know whether he said that, and I don't think that if he even said that, he said that in a context.
Yes, and don't you think that based on that, Ghanaians will forget about this hardship?
Yes. And this short memory thing that we are talking about, that is what the Momo leadership has just displayed there, right? Because you can't disagree with something about 1 month ago, and then you want to see this the people who implemented that, and that same day you came out to tell us that the policy is good. What went on in the conversation? Let us know. How many were you given? I know they gave them something to come and then tell Ghanaians that the policy is good, so they should accept it in good faith. Right? They should tell us the amount of money they collected. I think that they've been compromised. They've done something to them that they don't want to tell us. And then we know this is not the first time President Akufo-Addo is doing this. So automatically they will bribe them for them to tell us. But the Momo leadership cannot tell me that I should pay e-levy. They can't tell me that. They don't work for me. They don't know my pocket. Right? As we speak here today, right now, fuel prices have been increased. That has affected lorry fare. When I was coming today, in fact, I was charged from my place, from Ashoman Estate to here. I think they are now taking 4 Ghana cedis 60. Oh no, 5 Ghana cedis 40 pesos or so. Something. Initially it was 3 cedis 60 pesos or so. So you could see the difference. So people are suffering, and then so Ghanaians, the president should come again and then at least do something to alleviate the suffering of Ghanaians, because we can't contain this at all. It is affecting us.
comment on towards Mahama. What's your take on that?
Yeah. Bishop Ayensu also, and in fact his comments weren't pleasant for the party, NDC party as a whole. In fact, for the past years during President Mills' administration, that same he has been passing negative comment to the leadership of the NDC, right? Whenever we are in government or even we are in opposition, when our leadership come out to talk, we will use the platform provided by the Methodist Church to run down the integrity of our leadership, right? So I think the Methodist Church has also come out with a statement that they disassociate themselves from the comments made by. So we can now treat Bishop Ayensu as a communicator. Yes, we can now treat Bishop Ayensu as a communicator of NPP. He is part of the communication team, right? Looking at what the church has done now, I think that he has now been put to the NPP communication team because he can do the work very well. Ghanaians are not seeing it, so he can do the work very well. Your church members are suffering. They've been imposed e-levy. Even people who pay tithes, they will be affected by that. And you are not talking about this thing. If a government says that if I come, I'll repeal it, you are telling us that if Mahama's comment that the e-levy will repealed will mean that cancellation of free SHS. What is the meaning of that statement? So there are some men, I'm not saying that all of them, there are good ones there, but there are some men in Kasok that should be treated as politicians, especially this Bishop Ayensu. He should be treated as a politician, right? If you are a pastor, your teachings or your preachings should be geared towards the teachings of the Bible, right? And then does the Bible say that choose bad leadership for yourself? No. So he should also pass comments that we know to the benefit of his church members. His church members are suffering, right? His church members are suffering. For all you know, Professor Jinana Opokwajiman, he is a Methodist, yes. And then Professor Mills, and then Misata, all of them attended the Methodist Church. So if you use a platform provided by the Methodist Church to denigrate the integrity of our leaders, I think it is not good for a pastor or a reverend father to be using that or be doing that in the political realm, right? If you want to be treated as a communicator, in fact, we are ready to treat you as such. Yes, because I don't think that Bishop Ajinasari and Co, they can say this on their platform. They can't do that. They criticize the government. That government do this for us. During Mohammed's time, we heard a lot about this Pastor Utabel and all those people, Usubempa and Co, how they insulted President Mahama and then everything. When this government assumed office, they have collapsed Utabel's Capital Bank. They've collapsed it, and now he can't talk. He should talk, and then let's see. At least if the government is not doing something, tell the government in his face that what you are doing is bad. At least also think about Ghanaians. We voted for you, but you don't sit down and then to collect some money from politicians and start supporting them in a way. I think that doesn't speak well of a pastor. So Bishop Ayensu, I consider him to be part of the NPP communication team. So whenever he speaks, you reply him equally. Yes, as an NPP communicator. Because right now the church has disassociated themselves from the comments or his comment that he has been making. Yes.
Well, so we've actually, one way or the other, done justice to our topics. Do you have anything to say?
Okay. In relation to our upcoming elections, as a timetable release, I will also urge all our branch executives to at least our age students, especially students, to take part in this, to take interest in this branch elections, because all of them, the branch matters. It is the branch that is holding the party. If you go to all the constituencies or all the regions in Ghana, it is a branch that holds the party. So I urge students to also go to their branches, the various branches, and take up leadership positions there, so that we can manage the affairs of the NDC very well. And also, they should also treat cautiously when they are also throwing tantrums among themselves about internal elections, right? You shouldn't insult if you want to, if you have a vision for the youth of the party, if you have the vision for maybe they've grown up in the party, at least just put forward your visions, right? Put forward your policies for the people to look on that to vote for you. Don't be throwing tantrums among yourself, so that after the election we will come out again and then be begging people that we are sorry about it, we are sorry about it. They should also take all those things into consideration, and also ensure that a peaceful election is organized in the various branches. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Rashid. Rashid, the TEIN President for UPSA. But today, I don't unfortunately just continue you out. Yes, I don't know, maybe they're gonna answer your maybe they're gonna answer.
I actually wanted us to debate the local language today.
Oh, really?
If our opponent was supposed to be here, but unfortunately. But Monday I'll try and come around.
Okay.
Yes, I want us to be also doing it in the local language. At least people are also, not all of us understand the English language. So if you go to at least you use maybe Monday for the local language, and then Wednesday for English, or Monday for English and then Wednesday for local language. It will help all of us well. Yes. So I don't know whether you can schedule your listings that way.
Let's see to it that work around it. We'll discuss that with management and
Sure.
my producers and we'll see
Sure.
how things are going to like that.
Sure.
Either ways, thank you very much for coming. It was a great pleasure having you.
Sure.
Being justice to this topics. It's a very good concern.
Sure. Sure.
Leaders. We are working on it.
Sure. That is it.
So thank you very much, Rashid, for coming over.
Okay.